Okay, today we're going to be making pizza dough from scratch. This is one of my favorite recipes. You're going to need a few ingredients that you can find at the beginning in the description of my video. You need a stand mixer, you need flour, you need water and yeast, and sugar to begin. There's salt and olive oil, which you'll be using for after the dough forms. So let's just use the first four ingredients. So first we're going to take our yeast. We're going to put the yeast into the water. Add the sugar, followed by the water yeast mixture to our flour. And we put it on our stand mixer with a dough hook. Let that go for about 1 minute to 2 minutes. You just want it to form. And once it's fully formed, we're going to let it sit for 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, you're going to add your salt and you're going to add your olive oil. All the ingredients are listed in the description for the exact amounts. Once you add the oil and the salt, you're going to let that stir until it's mixed. About 1, maybe up to 2 minutes. Once that is finished, you're going to turn it off and you're going to finish it off by hand. So here I think I'm just letting it go another couple seconds. Then I roll it out by hand. I turn it into a tight ball. And then what I'm going to do is going to get a bowl and put a little olive oil in it. Cover my dough with olive oil and then I let that sit. Covered at room temperature in a warm place in the house. Anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. You want the dough to double in size. After 2 to 4 hours, what you're going to do is you're going to take your dough and divide it. We have enough dough for about 4 pizzas. So you could either eyeball it or weigh it out. If you weigh it out, it's 360 grams or 12 to 13 ounces per piece. Once you roll it out, you put it in a tight bowl and you dust it with flour on all sides and then you cover it with plastic film. If the other pieces of dough you don't want to use, you could put those in the refrigerator. And it's fine for up to about 5 days. Okay, so the second part, you let it go for about 1.5 hours to 3 hours. Once it's done, you're going to want to roll out the dough and put your toppings on it. So you want to have your toppings ready. You have already preheated the oven. So what you do is you start kneading this out gently with your hands. You want to leave about 1 inch along the edges, a little thicker, because that inch will be your crust. You can pick it up if you're feeling brave, but you don't need to. You could just flatten it out by hand the whole time. And it's okay if it's a little thin. Once in a while, if it's a little too thin in the middle, you might have to fold over a little piece like that. Kind of like a band-aid, but you really don't want it too thin. So it gets to the point where you can't roll it out anymore. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put the dough on the peel beforehand. You do not want to put the toppings on. You want to dust the peel. You could use semolina flour. You could use regular flour. You do a slide test to assure the pizza can slide off when you're ready to slip it into the oven. Then you put some red sauce on. You can put pesto if you prefer that for a pesto cheese pizza. Here I'm using jarred marinara sauce, followed by some mozzarella cheese. Any cheese is fine. And then you could have toppings such as your vegetables. Put meat, so I'm using chopped tomatoes and basil, If you use meat, make sure the meat's pre-cooked. And then you take your pizza, put it on the pizza stone or pizza peel that's preheated. You tap your peel, you slide the pizza right into the oven. 10 to 12 minutes later, sometimes a little sooner, your pizza is finished. So then you could put it on a serving platter and give it a couple minutes before you cut it with the pizza cutter. If you have more than one pizza going, you can have a little assembly line like I've been doing. So I have another pizza dough that's completely rolled out and ready to go. Here it is. Now that's ready to go in your pizza peel. You assemble your next pizza. Thanks for watching. If you like us, follow us, subscribe to us. You could also like us on Instagram. And thank you. Enjoy.